Hi, third grade. Last week in English, we were talking about helping verbs, and you completed a workbook page. Most of you did pretty well. I saw a few struggles there, but not too shabby. This week, I want to introduce to you irregular verbs. And that just means these are verbs when you're changing them from present tense to past tense, they don't follow the rules. And that's all that means. And so they're called irregular. The spelling changes on them, which makes them irregular. So I want you to follow me up here to my chart on my board here. Hopefully you can see it. So we have irregular verbs, and I made a little chart. So you have your verb, present tense, past tense, and then a verb with has, have, or had before the verb. If you notice, these are your helping verbs. So if one of these shows up before the verb, you need to write this form, okay? So we're going to do a couple examples together, and then I'm going to go through and do your workbook page with you, and then give you directions on the next one, and then that's it. So pretty easy. So we have the word begin, or the verb begin. Present tense, if you notice, every one of these is the same word again, or you add an S. So that one's pretty easy. Present tense means it's happening right now, okay? So begin or begins. Past tense meant it happened in the past. We would write began. And then your verb that has, have, or had before it would be begun. So it just changes a little bit, and I don't know if there's any specific method for you to remember these other than just pure memorizing, but my tip to you would be make sure you're reading the sentence and then go back and, try fitting the different forms in and see what sounds good. And I'll give you an example in a little bit, they don't all sound right and they don't make sense, okay? So then that's a good indicator that obviously that's not the right form, okay? Word see, present tense would be see or sees. Your past tense would be saw. And then your verb with has, have, or had before it would be had seen or has seen, okay? And we have some other examples too for the word give, write, eat, take, and grow. I'm sure there's a lot more examples. I just did, honestly, what's in your workbook. I just made mine a little more colorful. So go ahead and turn with me to your workbooks. And you need to be on page 87, I believe. Yep, 87. You're going to see the definition of irregular verbs at the top in your little oval there in blue words. And then underneath, you're going to see the chart I just made. But mine's more fun. So let's go ahead and we're going to do 1 through 4 together. And then I want you to complete page 88 and then turn it into me. So not too bad. Pretty easy, right? We can do it. So we're going to complete each sentence with the correct form of the verb in parentheses, and that you'll find at the end of the sentence in blue. So number 1, I have blank many baseball games. So when we try to put the word in parentheses, I have see many baseball games. See, that doesn't sound right, does it? So we need to go back through. Look at the sentence. I see right before. Did you hear what I just said? I used our word. No, I'm just teasing. It was a joke. A very bad one, Mrs. Connor. But I see right before the blank a helping verb, and I see this word, have. So, and you're going to use your chart to help you. So if you go back up here to your chart and find the word see, and it uses the helping verb, have, so we're going to add an N to the end. So I have seen many baseball games. So see how I went back through and read the sentence with the correct form, and that does make sense. And that's kind of how you self-check your work. Number 2, my dad blank me to my first game last year. My dad take me to my first game last year. Now, I just used the word that they gave you, and obviously that does not sound right. And that's the present tense form, but we're changing it up. So let's go up and look at take. If it happened last year, it's in the what? It's in the past. If you guys hear my door banging, it's because it's really windy out. Sorry. So it happened in the past. So we're obviously going to find the word take. It happened in the past. So we're going to find past and meet here, and it's took. So now let's use that word to make sure it sounds right. My dad took me to my first game last year. Yep. If you said took and you wrote that, you are right. It makes sense, and we're good to go. Let's go ahead and do number 3. My cousins have blank to enjoy baseball too. What word do we see? I see helping verb. Have again. Have. And our word is begin. So we would follow this and we get the word begun. So let's put that in there and read it again. My cousins have begun to enjoy baseball too. Yes. Are you getting the hang of this? I hope so. This isn't terribly hard, and with having the chart here for reference, I don't think you'll have too much trouble. Number 4, finish this out. My cousins blank me a baseball cap for my birthday. The words give. My cousins give me a baseball cap for my birthday. If they gave it something to you, I just gave you the answer. Did you hear me? If they gave something to you for your birthday, chances are your birthday's already happened, so it was in the past. So come up here and find give, and your past is gave. Oh, Mrs. Connor gave you a freebie. All right, that's okay. So go ahead and complete page 88 for me. And if I'm not mistaken, let me click on my page. And I'm going to have to move this over a little bit to look at it. If I'm not mistaken, it's probably the same thing that you had to do on the last page. So from numbers 1 through 5, you're going to complete each sentence with the correct form of the verb in parentheses. We just did that. And then the next section here, you have to underline the correct verb twice. So you've got to figure out what form makes the most sense and goes kind of with our rules, but not really, and underline it 2 times. Make sure you're following the directions. And then at the bottom, it says to apply and write. Write a sentence using an irregular verb. So write 1 sentence. You can do it. And I will talk to you and meet you guys here another time.